Welcome to Elaine Clark VO Real Talking Tips, where it's all about communication. I'm the author of There's Money Where Your Mouth Is, a complete insider's guide to earning income and building a career in voiceovers, and Voiceovers for Podcasting, how to develop a career and make a profit. I'm also the creator of 2 Elaine Clark apps, Activate Your Voice, 5-minute exercises to strengthen your speaking voice, and Adding Melody to Your Voice, speech improvement instruction and workout. This first series of micro-learning lessons is 52 weeks, so subscribe and tune in each week to Real Talking Tips for a new communication lesson. Episode 29, Word Emphasis. Arrow that down, please. As we continue the 11-episode Word Emphasis series, Real Talking Tips Episode 29 complements the previous episode. Rather than arrow or caret a word or phrase up, this time we're going to shift the actions and voice movements down. Arrowing a sentence or phrase down lands a thought or message. The V symbol, up, down, up caret adds emphasis to an individual word where the musicality of that word starts and ends on the same high or medium-pitched note and drops lower in the middle. So when one set-up phrase rises, the following landing phrase can lower. Or as one word carets up, the next focus word can caret down. Remember, the importance of utilizing the word emphasis chart is for variety. So practice along with this Real Talking Tips podcast, the Adding Melody to Your Voice app, and my books, There's Money Where Your Mouth Is, and Voiceovers for Podcasting. It's not practice makes perfect. It's perfect practice makes perfect. Caret down. Arrow down. Let's begin with the downward caret. With one finger in a mid-high location, drop it lower, then return it to the higher original location. This high-low-high movement lowers the middle pitch of the word. For people who speak in a higher range, this little dip down can add more depth and low tones to the speaking voice. We'll use the same example as last episode, but with opposite lower action and speech musicality. Emphasis. The first syllable starts at the higher note, the second syllable at a slightly lower pitch, and the final syllable returns to the higher pitched starting position. Once again, this movement takes a fraction more time and naturally slows down the focus word to provide additional musicality to a statement. Let's caret it down. Because of how our body reacts to movements, there are slight changes to the downward physicalities and gestures from the caret up, arrow up speech patterns. 1. Finger or hand can gesture with an up, down, up motion. 2. Dropping a shoulder down doesn't work as effortlessly as an upward shrug. A shoulder drop can be a response to a relaxing or deflating situation. 3. Lowering the eyebrows accompanies a concerning or puzzling statement. 4. Dropping the chin down is usually an affirmative agreement. So, with the exception of the hand or finger downward movement and other actions take on completely different emotional context than the opposite upward caret. Now, let's arrow it down. When speaking, the voice starts at a higher note and gradually lowers. Arrowing the phrase down, like this, as confirmation to a statement or response, and is often associated with people who are confident or authoritative. Quickly arrowing the statement down is known as a throwaway. A quick downward hand movement is a dismissive toss-off. I'll now demonstrate 8 ways speed and movement impacts the arrow down message. 1. Slow hand gesture down. 2. Quick hand gesture down. 3. Slow shoulder down deflation. 4. Quick shoulder down drop. 5. Slow eyebrow movement down. 6. Quick eyebrow drop. 7. Slow chin drop down. 8. Quick chin drop. No wonder people often read more into how we say something rather than listen to what we have to say. Word emphasis. Lesson 3. Speech variety. By now, you should realize that the third section of each episode is your time to join me in practice too. We'll use the same sentence from the previous episode. When speaking, I use the variety provided in the word emphasis chart. We'll say that sentence 4 ways, using the slow and quick arrow down and caret down rhythms and movements. 1. Arrow down slowly at the beginning and add the downward caret on the focus word variety. When speaking, I use the variety provided in the word emphasis chart. Helpful and encouraging. 2. Arrow down quickly at the beginning and change the downward caret word to provided. When speaking, I use the variety provided in the word emphasis chart. A little snarky, right? 3. Add a caret down on the word use and slow down arrow on in the word emphasis chart phrase. When speaking, I use the variety provided in the word emphasis chart. Explanatory from a knowledgeable user perspective. 4. Add the downward caret on speaking and a quick arrow down on the focus phrase word emphasis chart. When speaking, I use the variety provided in the word emphasis chart, suggesting ease of use. Same words, completely different messages. Join me in the next Real Talking Tips episode for a little wiggle and jazz. Oh, and don't forget to practice. Thanks for joining me on the Real Talking Tips podcast. To find out more, check out my books and apps and visit my website, ElaineClarkVO.com. Let's stay in touch. Become part of the Real Talking Tips community. Hit the subscribe button and use hashtag Real Talking Tips, hashtag Elaine Clark VO. You can also follow me on Twitter at Elaine Clark VO, Instagram ElaineClark.VO, and Facebook Elaine Clark Apps and Books. And don't forget to practice. It's all about communication. Go ahead, click the subscribe button.